Hello everybody, welcome to Vanguard Jossu, and my name is Jossu. So, I got something in the mail today, and yeah, I finally got the start decks. And yeah, I'm actually excited to open the start decks and see what's inside. Well, at least in person. So, yes, they have arrived late because from where I'm from, which is the Philippines, we got our cards late. And yeah, and as you can see with the boxes right here, there are some tears here and there, some folds. I don't know what happened. It's probably because of the delivery service, but at least the cards are fine, so that's pretty good. At least the cards were safe. So yeah, let's start first of all with start deck 1, Yu. So yeah, pretty interesting box here. What it looks like from the side, it says Cardfight Vanguard overdress, start deck 1. It has the nation and then start deck 1. Just the same. Here you can see a QR code that shows you the 2 new mechanics, which is the ride deck and the overtrigger. So here's the list of cards, and it shows what is Cardfight Vanguard and then some other stuff here. So since these are tapes, I mean, I brought some scissors with me. So let's try to open them and see what's inside. Let's go. So it really took me a while before I received these start decks because I pre-ordered them for like $4. And yeah, so here's what we got. We got cardboard and the decks right here. Then, of course, we have the usual playmat. So, this is it's blank. So, yeah, so this is our playmat. We could actually use this playmat for now. And yeah. So there's another QR code, as you can see right here. I'm going to try to show it to you. So if you scan this, you can learn more about the game. And yeah, so what we're here for, well, the cards. It looks very nice. That foil looks very good too. So let's open them. Sorry if it's pretty awkward. It's the first time I did this kind of setup. So yeah. So here are the cards. Let's just remove the plastic thing that binds these cards together. Here we go. And yeah. So first we have our boss unit, Nirvana. And since the start decks are pretty much complete, you don't have to buy multiple copies of them, unlike the first few seasons of Vanguard. So yeah, along with Nirvana, we have 3 other copies. We have Blaze Maiden Ryu, who is also part of the ride line. We also have 4 copies of that. We have Blaze Maiden Reno, the grade 1. We also have 4 copies of that in total. So let's gonna put these here. Then we have the starter, Sunrise Egg. Let's focus a bit. Alright. Next we have Fire Slash Dragon Inferno Sword. So this card can be replaced easily with other cards because there are better cards. And yeah, since it's just the start deck, we really don't want it to be like that powerful. So we have 3 copies of those. Then we have 4 Virina. And now that I'm seeing it personally, these cards really do feel and look good. And Virina has the overdress mechanic since this is start deck. Here's the effects. It's pretty easy to use, but once you get the the booster pack, the first booster set, Virina tends to be like replaced. So yeah, it's not that bad of a card, but it's not that useful either anymore. But if you want to play with this, then it's perfectly fine. So next we have the vanillas, or the skill-less cards. It's Iron Ball Dragon Anki Bowler, so 3 of those. Then we have our Perfect Guard Escort Stealth Dragon Hayashi Kaze, 4 of those. Then we have Trickstar. Trickstar looks very cute here, it's very nice. We have 4 copies of him. Then we have our Overtrigger Spiritual King of Determination, Olbaria. So wait, it's not focusing. Alright. So its additional effect is pretty much giving 10 million, another unit 10 million power. Oh, wait, no, 100 million power, sorry. So we have 1 copy of the Overtrigger. Then we have 4 of the critical triggers. We have 4 of the draw triggers. We have 3 of the front triggers. Then 4 heals. And lastly, we have 3 copies of the order card Sunburst Evolution. It gives you a Virina from the drop zone for a counter blast. And it also gives your units, one of your units, 5,000 power. So yeah, that's pretty cool. These cards are probably going to get replaced along with the Overtrigger, the PGs, these cards, and maybe Virina. But yeah, so anyway, let's move on to the next deck. Give me a sec. Which is Starter Deck 2 with Danji. So, yay, wait, just give me a sec. Alright, so next we have Danji. So yeah, the package, well yeah, can't say anything about that. So let's open this deck. Oops. Uh-oh. Alright, so I'm not going to show everything else here now, I'm just going to show the cards. So yeah, let's open this up. There's going to be a mess here later. And boom. So first we have the boss unit, Violence Bruce, who gives you Final Rush. And it's not the Vanguard who gains Final Rush, it's the player, so it's you who is watching right now. And this, it gives you also multi-attack by Soul Blast 5, as you can see here. I didn't really explain what Nirvana does, but if you want to see, he pretty much gives you a Trickstar from the drop zone, and when it attacks, it gives this unit and all cards in the overdress state 10,000 power. So going back to Danji, first we get 4 copies of Violence Bruce, which is pretty normal. Then we have 4 copies of the grade 2, Anger Richard, Diabolos Anger Richard. Then we have 4 copies of Diabolos Bad Steve. Then 1 copy of Innocent Matt, the starter. Then we have 4 copies of Time Fissuring Fist Colossus. so that's a pretty good card. Some copies are going to be worth keeping here, because in my deck profile, which I'm going to make a video of, he's pretty useful because he gives you a soul charge, and when you're in final rush, you can pay the cost, which is a counter blast, to get 15,000 power. So we have the vanilla, the 10k vanilla over here. The grade 2 is gonna replace that. We have Steam Gunner Brody, which gives you a plus shield. They are going to get replaced. Acrobat Presenter might be worth keeping in the deck, because this gives a lot of soul charge. Then we have, again, 4 PGs, the Overtrigger. We have the crits, the draws, the fronts, and then the heals. And the order, 3 copies of Brother's Soul, which gives you soul charge 2. So this deck, I think it's more popular here in the Philippines, but yeah, I think it's one of the more popular ones, along with Nirvana, and the next one is Toya. So I'm going to fix them here. I'm going to make things faster because 10 minutes has already passed. I'm sorry. Then next, my favorite one, Apex Ruler Toya. So let's open this guy. Okay. So yeah, I'm actually really excited for this, since Bastion is my favorite boss unit so far, and he just looks very cool. So here it is, Apex Ruler Bastion. So his skill gives a passive 2,000 power to all grade 3 units, and it can restand one of your units by drive checking a grade 3. So obviously, again, we have 4 copies of those. We have 4 copies of Rooks. He can be a booster or an attacker, but generally on your grade 3 turns, this is going to be a useful booster, so it might be worth keeping in your upgraded deck. Then we have the Ride Line grade 1, which is Fort. He's going to be replaced as well, but except for 1 copy, because he's going to be, of course, part of the Ride Line. Then we have the starter. Then Vehement Witch Ramana, 4 copies, is going to be replaced because he just gives 5,000 power when it attacks. And then one of the more useful cards here is Knight of Broadaxe Refluke. It can give one of your units 10,000 power to one of your grade 3 units by putting him to the soul. Oh, it says grade 3 rearguards. So only the rearguards and not the Vanguard, keep that in mind. Then we have 3 of the vanilla starter, which is Shadowbow Archer Lisana. Then we have 2 copies of Platinum Wolf, 4 copies of the PG's Life-Saving Angel Kurabiel. I remember Asterisk, because of this card, he said that this is, I think, his favorite unit so far. But yeah, sadly, it's not the better PG. So then again, we have the Overtrigger, the 4 crits, the 4 draws, 3 of the front triggers. For some reason, this reminds me of a VTuber called Noelle. Her name is Noelle. And then one of the, I think it's the better one, the better heal trigger, just because she looks better, is the Heal Trigger Healer of Heavenly Staff, Arches. And last card is the Order card, the R of Holy Judgment, Cometh. So Counterblast 2 for 2 cards and plus 5k power to one of your units. So that's alright. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be replaced as well with the Alden. But if you're not going to build Bastion, maybe this is a worthy card for you to use. So yeah, 15 minutes have passed. Oh no, let's rush this for a bit. And then let's move on to the next start deck, which is Megumi Okura, Sylvan King, starter deck 4. So let's go. Oop. All right. I hope it opens now. Okay. Let's try to move faster for the video. And yeah, give me a sec while we open this. So now let's move on to the cards. So first is, of course, the boss monster as always, Sylvan Horned Beast King, Magnolia. So this card gives multi-attack potential to the deck, and it gets even stronger when you do a Persona ride. So obviously, 4 copies of him. Then we have Sylvan Horned Beast Lattice. I think that's the pronunciation. 4 copies of him, the grade 2, a useful attacker, as well as the grade 1, Sylvan Horned Beast Karis. 4 copies of him. The starter, Latte, I think it's the name. Oh, it won't focus. Here we go. Then we have the vanillas, the grade 2 vanillas. 4 copies of Sylvan Horned Beast Duger. He's gonna be replaced as well. Then more grade 2s. We have Looting Petals Tomalia. Then we have Knight of Friendship Cyrus, grade 1. Then we have the PGs, then the Overtrigger, then 4 crits, cute doggy, I think it's a dog. It's Jackalope. Sylvan Horned Beast Jackalope, 4 of the draws, 3 of the fronts, and 4 heals. And then the order card is a Blitz order, which means you can use it on your opponent's turn, which is Call of the Beasts. And yeah. So let's fix them up for the last start deck that we have for today. Which is the last one for Brant Gate, Tomari Seto, the Aurora Valkyrie. So let's open this. Sorry, this video is taking too long. Oop. Oh no. Okay, for some reason it's very... Okay, here we go. So yeah, the last start deck we have is for Brant Gate. I remember one of my viewers, I think their name is Addison Ace, and if you're watching, hello there. So here it is, the one that you were planning to play. It's the Aurora Battle Princess. So this card can imprison your units. So we're gonna look at that and see what it means later once we see the card. So if we get 3 units in the prison, she gets +1 drive. Very, very cool. 4 copies of her. Then we have the grade 2 Aurora Battle Princess Risette Pink. I think that's the pronunciation. 4 copies of her. The grade 1s Aurora Battle Princess Kyanite Blue. Then we have the starter Ruby Red. Then we have Alert Guard Gunner. 4 copies of him. It's gonna be replaced. Security Patroller. You can use some of the copies if you're trying to upgrade. Very useful card. He can also imprison your opponent's units. Then we have the Vanilla grade 3. We have the grade 1, normal grade 1, just gives shield or power. Here we go. Then we have 4 of the PGs, then the overtrigger, the 4 of the critical triggers, 4 of the draw triggers. Oops, I'm sorry. 4 of the draw triggers, 4 of the fronts, and 4 of the heals. And lastly, we get 2 copies of the Galaxy Central Prison Galactolus. So this is the prison thing. Imprison is similar to Bind, but instead of going to the Bind zone, it goes under this card. So it gives your opponent disadvantage, but they can bail their units out by doing a Soul Blast or a Counter Blast. So yeah, and that's the last of the start decks. I'm really excited to finally use these cards. And yeah, I'm sorry if I'm rushing a bit because I really was late for getting the start decks. So now let's put them together. Let's put the decks together. Then we have Bruce, and finally Nirvana. So yeah, that's pretty much what the start deck has to offer. So what do you guys think? Do you like these units, or do you want to maybe choose a unit from the first booster set, or maybe wait for the future releases and see what they have in store? So yeah, I'm really happy that I got these start decks, and I hope you enjoyed the video. This video is actually pretty long. So yeah, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments down below. I'm going to answer them as early as possible, and I'm planning to do deck profiles in the in the near future, after I handle all of my schoolwork and stuff. And yeah, so this is going to be the end of this video. Again, this is Vanguard Jossu, and my name is Jossu. And yeah, if you can't choose a start deck, I have a video focused on posting or helping you choose which start deck to buy. So yeah, again, I can't think of a better outro now. Then I'll just see you later. Bye.